I had the camera around on me, but it's so dark out that you're not really seeing much anyways. So seeing the equipment's more fun. It is the 30th of October today, and God be willing, we'll be finishing up today. We have 24 more acres. Hoping to be surprised on the yield, but it's been one of those fields that it's often been a struggle. So it would be nice to end on a high note. So I'm praying that maybe surprise this year. Let's see. I got it. And then the plan is to get everything washed up and then maybe get into fall tillage with the ripper. These 2 wagons are full. My mom is currently at the elevator right now, emptying 2 other full ones. So appreciative of that. I'm gonna get up here and just check all the fluids before I start her up, because everything is cold today. Okay, we have, not that you can see it, the engine oil is good. Hydraulic oil. Yeah, I'm gonna get my handy dandy flashlight for that. Okay, got that. Use my flashlight to check everything. So let's see. Sunday morning will be daylight savings, so fall back, it would only be 6:46 right now. So I guess technically it will be lighter for a little bit, but it's not great for end of the day harvesting though. There. I've said it before, but the idea of using the electric leaf blower to get everything blown off. I did that last night before I parked, and I like it because now, especially with the frost, everything isn't as coated as it would have been. So time to get in and get her started up. I think I'm gonna have to use the scraper on the windshield, but it'll be nice to get the cab warming up. Let's see. Had a little bit of cab corn yesterday. Not the happiest about that, but time for larger binfuls. Okay, let's see how she starts up. It's a cold one out. Fire right up. There you go. The screen's on. It'll be a little bit yet. That is some ice on the window. It's a cold one out this morning, and got a full grain bin grain tank. But maybe I'll regret this. I'm gonna go look at the sieves and chaffer in the back to see how it's going, but it's full. Maybe not ideal, but it could have been worse. Hopefully with the sun coming up now, it'll get the frost burnt off, so won't be having to deal with that anymore. But it was good just to at least get this opened up so I can pull some wagons down and do that. So yeah, sun needs to start warming everything up. It is going to get warmer today, but it's cold now. I know I had said it while I was spraying, but I wish I would have came back in and done like a half population replant, because just when there's not enough stalks, obviously this is slightly different because there's not much at all, but and the only reason I'm doing it is because I do like to have an accurate yield at the end of the day, because I could pick up the head and just go, but it's not going to necessarily change the fact that, you know, it wasn't the best. But you look over there, that was what ended up getting planted 10 days later. I gotta plant this up. Yeah, so that over there got planted 10 days later. Well, one more pass, and there's just such a huge difference in how it looks. So live and learn. You know, this had worked up so nice. I was planting it, then we got a storm that night, and it was 10 days until we could get back into the fields. The seed was here for the clay. It was just a case of it just was late emergence, and then obviously not all of it came up. So yeah, next year I'll just keep a better eye on that and make a decision faster on what to do. And but for right now, obviously you can tell it just where it could have stood to have a better replant. But live and learn. Wow. Can't even talk. It still may be too soon to say, but overall I think I'm happy with how the year went. I know what my costs were. I know what I kind of fertilized for and aimed for yield-wise, and I think I'm going to be right around what you should normally expect. It's not going to be a bumper year, but it's way better than last year. And if I think through it, last year costs were pretty much the same. Last year corn price was the same or lower. So I can't really say too much there. I'm going through where I have to go around the tower. Anyways, so in the grand scheme, I think it's going to be a decent year. Moisture is a little bit higher, but yield is considerably higher than last year. The prices are the same. Seems like input prices were about the same this year as they were last year, so I think it's gonna come out okay. It's not like when corn was $6, but then again, I was terrible at getting those anyways, so yeah. Overall pretty pleased. Yeah, there were a couple varieties that I'm gonna have to look back to on the yield monitor just to get a better feel for, but I think I'll be sticking with Dairyland again for this next year, because there were some varieties that in the sandy ground they did really well. So obviously it's the traits that we have now, but that seem to be proving beneficial. But there's also somewhat of the program I did this year. I did a lot of changes. I got to turn around. So if I look back, I did a fair amount of changes this year. So I switched all the precision meters on the planter. I went back to just spreading potash, and then 1034 and 28% with the 2x2. Got a new sprayer. That really probably didn't make a difference with that. Yeah, it's really switched to all Dairyland. I got precision meters. I changed my fertilizer program. And for a year that I would say was probably pretty challenging, it's better than last year. And I thought this year was probably more challenging than last year. So I don't know. It's kind of with farming, you never quite know. But down to the last 9 acres to go, praying that we can get that done and get the combine all washed up, and then start fall tillage. But kind of excited for that if the weather holds out, because it really makes a big difference on starting spring off right, just in my opinion. Down to the last pass of harvest 2025. There'll be 150 acres in the books. Started on Sunday, October 26th. Gonna finish at about 2 o'clock on Thursday, October 30th. It's thankful to God for a really stress-free harvest. Couldn't ask for anything. Couldn't ask for better. So also thank you to my mom for indulging getting a video of this last pass. Thank you, Mom. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Harvest 25 is officially done. It wouldn't be the end of a harvest season without me asking to take the last 2 wagons in. It's just a good feeling, because typically I take the first 2 wagons in, and my mom, I can't thank her enough for the amount of trips that she made into New Era this harvest season. But yeah, I'm taking the last 2 in to finish it off, and I got the head already headed to the house. I'll wash that up. I'll empty these two, and then take that back and go get the combine, and then take that to the house and get it washed up. So both of those will be washed up tonight. Put a final stamp on harvest, but it's nice to take the last 2, plus these are actually full It'll be nice. Get one last trip to the elevator in the fall. Let's see, 104 is my guess. What we'll be at. It went down. It was at 104. 102, 600. The last little bit, second wagon, almost done.